63 years of independence, 63 years of promises, 63 years of patience. It's time for governance now. Governance now. Let's make it work.
Well, I'll start with this tax evasion, because that is more serious a matter from as compared to corruption, because now the studies are there, and these studies show that the money in corruption is hardly 4 to 5%, and 60 to 65% is by way of tax evasion that goes into the black stream, basically. This has been confirmed by, that is what my study also led to. In my study, of course, it was 2% in context of India, but at international level, Global Financial Integrity, Raymond Baker, puts it at 5% at international level, that out of 100% money that is in black abroad, 5% is out of corruption money, 30% is drug and crime money, and 60 to 65% is out of evasion of taxes. When I was analyzing various industries, what I found that truck industry, for instance, we take one. I analyzed 8 or 10 industries for my book Financial Terrorism, Black Money and Indian Elite. And there I found that Transparency International India had conducted a survey, and they said that 22,000 crore is the amount of hush money, that is bribe, that goes into running the truck industry. It was a huge amount. It is a huge amount, but when I analyzed further their figures, I found that the amount of black generated or utilized in that sector was 8 to 10 lakh crores. I was just apart. So I toned down the percentage and then brought it to 4 lakh crores. Even 4 lakh is very, very large, and 4 lakh is less than 5%. This 22,000 crore is less than, I think it is about 5%. I brought the figures at international level. I didn't want to appear. I mean, India is more than that. And strange enough, I found BD industry generating a black of 18,000 crores. Marriage industry in Delhi alone generating 5 lakh crores per year, generating or utilizing both. Construction industry in the country generating at least 5 lakh crores, because authentic figures that were available that varied very, very greatly, that what is the magnitude of construction industry. The estimates varied from 7 lakh crores to 16 lakh crores, because most of the industry is in black. And when I went to the market and conducted the survey, I found that the retailers are issuing only 5% of the bill, and 5% of sales of building material, whatever they can help, is in black. The result is that when I add these up, I find that perhaps now a time has come when the parallel economy is bigger than the regular economy. Unaccounted economy has become more than 100%, it has already overshot. So, I'm now having, said that, I'm now coming to this thing, that if tax is to be checked, as Mr. Datta said, but I will differ a little, that don't demonetize, withdraw the currency. Because the currency required in our economy should be not more than 1.5 or 2 lakh crores, and supply of currency is 9 lakh crores. And supply of this 500 notes is increasing at 35% every year, and 1,000 rupee note at 50%. If there were notes that were demonetized in 78, those were registered notes, and everybody knew that these notes are there. They were not a source of black money, but now these are source of black money. It is hidden. You were saying something?
No, between us we are talking. He was saying something, I was reacting.
Okay. I thought we could also share.
No, then I might as well share.
No, let's
Okay.
finish.
I might as well share.
Going a little astray, you might be
No,
think so.
that we are completely departing from
No,
the...
we are not departing. We are not departing, sir. It is introduction.
Yes.
And we'll come straight to the problem.
Right.
We are not departing, and I'm already at the problem. Instead of demonetizing, I'll say withdraw the notes, and withdrawal should be according to a scheme, because demonetization will raise lots of halla-hulla, but withdrawal cannot. You are withdrawing the notes and saying that whosoever can prove that these are genuine, their money will be returned. Deposit all the high denomination, that is 7 lakh crore rupees, which are meant only for black transactions. Withdraw those. These will be deposited in the bank accounts by those very people only, and who do not deposit within 3 months, so these will lose currency. They will cease to be legal tender. Whatever is deposited, if source can be explained, so in that case, it will come to that, otherwise no. They don't get. Even if they can explain the source, since they have avoided the tax now, 50% will be retained by the government and only 50% will be allowed to be operated. So of course there can be detailed system. I have visualized and outlined in my book. I will not go into details. Then, but basic thing that remains is that tax evasion in our country is about 20%, 25% of taxes are collected, and there is 75% evasion. Now see the biggest evasion in Delhi registration of property. The highest rate, circle rate is 43,000, and now the highest rate going in the market, as is published in the papers, is 11 lakh rupees per square yard. So imagine for every square yard sold, there is 10.5 lakh of black. And I must say that all of us are guilty to some extent or other of tax evasion. That is, we purchase anything, we purchase this, we try to avoid tax. Well, I think very few would be not concerned with that, but all of us are guilty. And if we start paying tax ourselves, if we insist that anything we purchase, we'll pay tax, there is going to be a very, very big change, and it will be a catalyst change. I'm trying to skip because of shortage of time. Well, coming to CBI and the Lokpal as it has been, it goes without saying that our laws are very, very weak. For the drop of a pin, there is bail. For drop of a hat, there is a stay. There is adjournment, and these our laws permit. I think our laws should be stringent enough that they should not permit so much, and it is not permitted anywhere in the world. And of course, prosecution sanction is one that absolutely stalls the process of justice. And it has no justification. It had justification in slave India, where the loyal slaves had to be protected for their aberrations. That was the only function the prosecution sanction had. I'm in touch with UN, or one UN organization who will supply me in another month or two. They are compiling that how many countries have this, because prima facie they could not find any. This is the only country. British India, it was necessary. For free India, it is not. To all these, I will only say one. Food Adulteration Act, punishment there is not more than 3 to 6 months. Now, even in this Prevention of Corruption Act, maximum punishment is 7 years, that also for habitual offenders. And in every section there is a provision for floor, but that becomes the ceiling. That is 6 months, 1 year or 2 years. That is 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and that becomes the ceiling for the judiciary. And judiciary seldom crosses that. I think it should be minimum 7 years, and the punishment should have grading along with. If somebody has done a bungling of 1,000 crores, he should be at least inside the jail for 50 years, 20 years, 25 years. And if it is in thousands of crores, let him go for life. I think his life is too little for that. Then there is weak enforcement from everywhere that is coming. At the apex is CBI, Enforcement Directorate or whatever it is, and now the CVC as an institution. All these institutions are very weak. No institution is strong. We may say that they don't have the powers. I think without going into that, Mr. Datta said quite a bit. I would say that Lokpal, whenever we say, it will be confused with the old Lokpal Act. Let us coin some other name. They have formulated a good act, but let us give it some other name like ICAC, Independent Commission Against Corruption, which immediately catches the imagination of the people also, because Lokpal has been going since 68 and we have been existing without Lokpal, and government will only bring its own old bill and do a little this or little that there. I think as a matter of strategy or tactics, let us rename it as ICAC on the model of quite a few countries that are following this system, and in that case CBI, CBC, ED all will get merged into one. Then CBI will lose its entity, CBC will lose its entity. Once ICAC comes, CBI has no relevance, CBC has no relevance. If CBC has any relevance, it has only in disciplinary cases. Let the CBC exist of older type, not of statutory type, which is at present. Let it exist of older type that can advise on disciplinary matters, and that is all. So far as fight against corruption is concerned, there should be one single agency that should merge functions of all. And of course, single directive has to go. This is a very, very weak spot.